beautiful children of the Most High. Yoo-hoo. It's me, Najee E Al-Mustafa Ali. Once again, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High that inhabits all of us, animated living things, regardless of whatever obstacles may have seemed to appear. I'm thankful and grateful that I am covered in the love and protection of the Most High Yahuwah. The mind is a very, very powerful thing. And when we get into this realm, we start off as little star seeds or little star flowers. That's how what happens when the seed bloom turns to a flower. So it's little star flowers, you know. Nobody tells us how to use this. Some of us, if you born into a decent enough family, you may learn how to use your mind correctly. You may learn how to use languages correctly. You may learn how this place actually works. However, if you was raised in a household like me, a lot of this stuff you got to figure out on your own. And by the grace of Yahuwah, know that you're protected enough to be able to live, to be able to get the information. Because again, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, the way the motherfuckers had my mind set up when I was a child, I didn't think I was gonna live to see the age of 18, y'all. I'm gonna be real with you. And I thought I made 18. I used to think I was living on borrowed time. The mind. But when it constantly puts statistics in your head, it constantly feeds you everything that happens to a male child that's living in a household without a father, a male child that's in the streets, all these things, all these obstacles that was placed before me that they said back in the day, shit, they used to say motherfuckers gonna live to be 25. Now the shit shortened, but I'm 27. You know what I'm saying? I done beat both stereotypes. Never been convicted of a crime, nor shall I ever in my life be convicted of any crime, because I don't commit crimes. I ain't a criminal, regardless of whoever the fuck try to say what. You can't prove I committed no goddamn crime. You can't prove it. You can't prove it. You can't prove it. So, anyway, back to the mind thing now. We put a lot of stuff in our minds. We swallow a lot of ideologies from people that we don't even come with from ourselves. What's good, Sky FM? What's up? What's up? Especially when it comes to things internally. I know for me, growing up, I internalized a lot of outside shit. A lot of things people used to say about me, I actually took that shit in and I let that become a part of my structure and who I was and the way I carry myself. And I used to always, you know, stop myself from being better because of the fact of what I have in my mind of how other people saw me. So I feel like I have to keep it up. Will they see me like that? I don't want to make them upset. Well, they keep saying I'm dirty, so I must be dirty, right? Even though I wasn't, it's just I wasn't cared for as a child. As a child, imagine, right? For the five of y'all here, what would I do if my daughter is married to a narcissist? You shouldn't be asking nobody like me a question like that. Because I'm not like everybody else. I'm not going to handle it in a manner which you probably would handle it. I'm going to handle it in a manner of I'm going to whoop his ass. If I know that he's a detriment to my lineage, I don't tolerate that. I don't. If you're going to come into the fold of my lineage, so for future reference, all my daughters is young. Okay. Oh, well, I look. I don't know. Um, if we got the same mindset, whoop his ass. That's what I do. If somebody is fucking with your babies, and this is for all the so-called parents out here, caretakers, guardians. If you call yourself a fucking parent, you better not allow your goddamn child to be abused by anybody, in any way. I don't care if they grown. I don't care if they babies. They're your fucking child. I don't give a shit if a motherfucker is 70. You talk bad against my baby, we going at it. I'll be 100 and something and whooping the ass. You hear me? Like I ain't going. Like I don't play that. I don't play with my children. That's one thing I don't do. 100 pounds in the winter mean shit. Learn jujitsu, girl. Do you know? That's the thing. Okay, all right. Okay, y'all finna bring it out of me now. Okay, I don't have the same ideology about women as everybody else, as we were forced to think, by the way, because we were forced to think that. Let's all dismantle something right now. But y'all, hold on. I got something for y'all real quick cause y'all gonna need this. Y'all gonna need. I'm finna blow some of y'all minds. Okay, I got to, cause we gotta talk about it. That comment right there. I have I have daughters, so that woman comment kind of bothers me a little bit because, and it's not coming at you. Hold on, take a hit, take a hit, take a hit, take a hit, take a hit. Puff, 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 puff. Okay, cool. First and foremost, let me start off. We all come from women, okay? I don't care what you thought you heard. I don't care what you've been taught in your Bibles. It's wrong. We were all born from a woman. So let's start there. Women didn't come out of no man's rib. It's practically impossible. Do you see any women in today's time being brought forth from a man's rib? No. Where do you see all children being born from? A woman's vagina. Oh, okay. So that means man comes from woman too, right? So man can't be first. It's impossible. So that means the first warriors, the first anything, the first leaders, the first politicians, the first builders, the first constructors, the first every single thing came from a woman. The first fighters were women. You know why? Because women existed before men. Y'all created us. That's why it's 3 X's and 1 Y. How do you make a boy? Women have 2 X chromosomes. A male has an X and a Y chromosome. What does that mean? We're a part fucking woman. Why do you think a lot of men are trying to go back to their woman's side? I can't do that. I love being a man. I love being a masculine, divine masculine male that embraces his feminine side, my divine femininity. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta have that balance. But divine masculine, okay, first and foremost. All right, can't be walking around here telling us, okay, no, we don't do that. We don't do that around here. No. And I wasn't raised by a father. Okay, I didn't have a daddy. So, and I wasn't raised by males either. I didn't have no male figures. Only male figure I had was myself. And I guess watching what not to do, what other motherfuckers was doing. But anyway, back to the main subject. Back to the women part. Y'all are stronger than what has been portrayed to you all. Y'all power has been hidden for I'm going to say centuries. I am going to say centuries. For as long as males been on this planet, whoever first figured it out that we can hide y'all power from y'all, they did that. They cut y'all off. It made y'all think y'all powerless. Y'all have the wars, right? Y'all heard about wars. Y'all all know about wars. Who, what soldiers were going out there on the battlefield pregnant, killing motherfuckers? Only a woman can do that. Man can't get pregnant and do that. Pregnancy gives y'all so much more boost as well. It's so much shit. That's why I don't see how any male could hate a woman. I don't get it. I never got it. And it was very hard for me to be disrespectful to women. When I start noticing the change, when males start calling females bitches and females start accepting it, and hoes and females start accepting it, and you supposed to do this, it's still very hard for me. I love women too much. I do. I love women a lot. As a whole, because when you bring out the divine femininity, you have love in the world, you have wholeness in the world, you have care in the world, you have all these things in the world that's lacking. When you take away when you take away the divine femininity, I'll drop my blunt. Look, it's on the floor. Oh, I gotta give me another lighter. Hold on, y'all, real quick. I'm gonna put y'all on temporary hold. Look at my car. Look at my car. All right, I'm back. Whoever stayed this entire time and looked at that car, you are a real one. I appreciate you. I really do. Anyways, back to what I was saying about women. So, Women have been being downplayed for a long time. And it's because if y'all realize y'all true divine power, what the world would look like, and somebody don't want that, which I don't know why. Look, we all see what a world looks like when men rule. Okay? We all see that. Do we all like that? Let's be honest. What's good? Motherfuckers talk about, I used to always hear if women was in power, there will always be wars. There will always be, they can't control their emotions, blah, 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 blah. Of course, you always hear the same perpetuated lies about women. But is men doing a better job? No. Constant fucking wars is breaking out. Constant wars is breaking out. Oh my god. Oh, woo, 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 my god. Oh. Right, but nobody want to talk about that. People want to say what happened if women was in control. But men ain't doing too good either. Y'all dropping the ball, dog. Y'all dropping the ball for us. But yeah, to the woman who said that she's 100 pounds, you stronger than what you think. All you gotta do is learn how to fight. Y'all the most fiercest warriors. Y'all are the most, when it comes to killing, women are the best at it. Why? Because y'all have the ability to disarm someone without using a weapon. Y'all are able to disarm someone without even looking at somebody. Y'all voice, if you have if you work on your voice enough, if you have a pleasing voice, your voice is enough to, you know what I'm saying? Like, what y'all women don't know, y'all have the power to end wars without fighting. That's what niggas want to tell y'all. Y'all can end wars without fighting. I mean, dudes, yeah, we can, but at the same time, we don't have the finesse a woman does. We can't get a a woman to spill the beans like she can a man. I'm just saying, women are lethal. Okay, a woman can make it seem like she's finna literally take you down. She finna have a good night with you and end you right there. You hear me? Women are diabolical. When it comes to a lot of this shit, men, like I said, we think because we're logical beings and because, we prove to have all these events. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know if y'all watch the show The Shy, but on The Shy, this one dude, he was on Instagram talking to men, how men should do sperm retention and all that, right? Shout out to D. Ray Davis because he played that part. So Emmett found out that Buddy was getting all his information from his woman. I know y'all heard behind every great man is a. So who really be running shit behind the scenes? Come on now. Women do. Why? They know more than we do. They're actually in tune with the earth, especially the divine ones. They're in tune. This planet is a feminine planet. Mother Earth. It's not Father Earth. Just saying. And then man, when you look up the definition of man, man actually means both. It's not a distinction between the two. That's why it's female and male. Those are the actual true distinctions between genders, not man and woman. Those are made up. It's male and female. Well, female and male because the female was first before the male. You can't get male without female. Like I said again, it's literally in science. Look at the construction of a boy. Look at the construction of a girl. A girl are all X's, four X's. A boy is three X's, one Y. Why aren't we? If boys are the most dominant force down here, why aren't we three Y's and one X? Why aren't we so masculine? Why do we have more feminine traits than we do masculine traits? Why do we? If men were first, I'm just saying. Look, I ain't speaking out my ass. I'm talking with facts. That's one thing, like I said, you ain't ever gonna have to worry about. I don't talk for the sake of talking. I don't like doing that. I learn things and I want to speak what I learn. But women are very strong. When women, especially, I don't know if you heard this story. I'm speaking to you. I said y'all. I'm speaking to you because you watching. But when a woman's child is in danger, I don't know if you heard this story where a woman baby was trapped under a car and she literally lifted that bitch by herself to get her baby out. No. X, who told you that? Who told you X was more masculinity? Whoever told you that, you need to get out of school. Get out of school. Get out of school. If you get out of school. Get out of school. No. No. Not at all. If that was the case, if X meant more masculinity, then why are we males? And why aren't the females males then? I'm just saying. You would be a girl. Well, girls would be boys and we would be you would be a girl. Because you got one Y. You have one Y. Three X's, one Y. You will be a girl. And girls would be boys because they have three X's and no Y's. So if X meant more masculinity, then women would be very strong ass men right now. So I'm glad that's not true. But yeah, whoever told you that, stop listening to their ass. You need to go somewhere else. Yeah, X comes first. So yeah, we're sub beings. When you start looking at the creation of how all these things were created too, it's so amazing because we're not even taught this shit. A lot of this shit is forbidden knowledge because they don't even want you to. They want you to be focused on Diddy and shit. They don't even want you to know about the true unraveling of this realm called Midgard. It's a lot of stories. This place has been around for eons and eons and eons and eons and eons. The civilization has been around for shit. Our civilization, if you are of the melanated kind, Amor, as I should say. If you are of Moroccan descent, you've been around for 7 million years plus. Well, people don't know that we created the Paleoloids, the real Negroidal chimpanzee, the upright walking monkey. We made that. But nobody talks about that because we call the pale face white. Because we want to be politically correct and be nice to people. And don't call people exactly what they are, in which we should. Animals do walk among us, people. They do. But like I said, I got daughters, so I refuse to allow my daughters to think they weak, powerless to any man, even myself. Yeah, I'm your daddy, but that don't mean that, you know what I'm saying? That means what it means for what it means for. But other than that, there's nothing that separates. I tell my eldest all the time, who you think make fucking monkeys smart? Well, yeah, monkeys are very intelligent. But yeah, anyway, we gonna get back to that. But I tell my eldest all the time, you can do anything I could do. Sky's the limit. Don't think that just because I'm a boy, any physical thing is out of reach. Cause you could do it. I know. I'm thinking about it. Shout out to Dominic Berry. Dominic Berry, he hard. Dominic Berry hard. He got his daughters doing jujitsu and shit. I don't know if you know who Dom is, but the only reason why I'm not doing any of that at the moment is because things are happening, shit is closing, the world is changing right now. So I'm not going to engage. I choose rather to wait for all this shit to happen, and then I know what to do from there. But right now, too much shit going on. I don't know if you know, I don't know if you're paying attention, but a lot of these businesses is closing. I don't know if you know that the government's been closed for a long ass time. And all these so-called government buildings are prop governments. They're running on their own accord. They've been told to cease operation on this land, and they still choose to operate. So that's why, again, it's our jobs to be competent enough to get these motherfuckers off our shit. Because people forget that we've been colonized. They say it all the time, though. You hear about the colonies, you talk about the colonists, you talk about Christopher Columbus, you talk about all these things, but no one takes into account that this land was because we were taught to believe that the native folk were all killed. Yeah, they all died on the Trail of Tears because of blankets. Smallpox. Again, if you've been brought up under the General Board of Education, which started in 1912, y'all know something dope? Well, you know something dope because, again, it's just you here. You want to know something dope? The Titanic sank in 1912, which is the same year that Frederick T. Gates and John D. Rockefeller started the General Board of Education. Why did they do it? To produce more workers. Because again, it ain't about skin color. They don't care what your skin color is. All that matters is if you're competent or if you're ignorant. And if you're ignorant, they can use you. If you're competent, they can't use you. They don't like competent people. They don't like people who look into things and study. They like people who just take things, take people's word for it. It's like, for instance, all the things in which we learned in the educational system needs to be relooked at with a fresh pair of eyes. That's why, first and foremost, if your dominant language is English, you need to get a fucking dictionary fast. Very fast. Get you an etymology dictionary. It's free. Download it right now. Learn what you're speaking. Your speech is spells. You cast spells. Every day you speak, you control your reality. You control what you see. No one else does. And you have to watch people around you because they choose to try to control you too. If they know they have influence over your life, they know they can speak certain things, and you're going to take their word for it because you're not going to go look it up yourself. No, you're not going to do it. So they're like, okay, boom. You want to be stupid? I always always say you pay for what you don't know. You pay for what you choose not to learn yourself. You gotta pay for it. If you knew how to cook, would you pay somebody to cook? If you're intelligent, you would. So you won't have to because you got more time. Now we go into different levels of why you should be paying people for services. I just be rambling. I know I just be going from place to place to place to place to place to place to place. It's just a lot of shit to talk about, and it's like I ain't gonna say it's a lot in so little time because we got as much time as we want to in this plane, but it's a lot of shit, man. It's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit that's not talked about because they only talk about these things amongst themselves in the private and their little clubs. There's nothing wrong with privacy, however. Information should be available to every being that is brought in this realm. If everybody knows the same thing, you can't manipulate somebody. If everybody knows the same thing, you can't take advantage of somebody. If everybody knows the same thing, you can never, ever, ever. Everybody would then be on equal playing fields. I know what you know. I know what you know. You know what I know. We all know. So if we all know, we all can operate on the basis of we all knowing. So can't nobody make no mistake of, oh, I didn't know that. Because that's when you get problems wrong. That's where you get mistakes from. You get mistakes from being ignorant. It's the absence of knowing, right? But once you know, what they say, know better, do better. So once you know, you got to operate based on what you know now. Everything is always good. Everything is always good. If we all had knowledge, if we all had the same knowledge, this realm would be more advanced. Think about if everybody knew the same thing about true spirituality. If everyone knew the same thing about agriculture. If everyone knew the same thing about building. If everybody knew the same thing about engineering. If everybody knew the same thing, it would be way much easier for all of us to work together rather than how it is now. And because people know more than others, again, you have capitalism. Because you're capitalizing. See, look what you just said, capitalize. Look at that. You're capitalizing on the fact that someone else don't know what you know. So you play on that. You play on someone's ignorance, which is called manipulation. No, it wouldn't. It would advance humankind if we all knew the same thing. Think about if we, because that goes into it as well, what you just said. If we all knew the same thing, I mean, we all would know how to advance us as being divine beings, because we're not humans. Again, get an etymology dictionary, look up the word human. You're not a human. Okay? You're not a human. And look it up both in the etymology dictionary and in law. I got my phone. I only got one phone right now, so that's why I can't look it up for you. Because I would. Because I love looking shit up. You know, this is what I do. But look it up. Get your dictionary. Look it up. Listen. Look it up. It's going to help you. You're going to be up here versus all your peers, and you're going to be able to help people around you fix them fucking selves. Because a lot of people are talking about things because they don't know. Their vocabulary is limited. A lot of people have a little bit of education. So the little bit that they got, especially because when it first started, it wasn't all bad. Okay? It wasn't. Yeah, we are divine beings. Divine is a noun, by the way. I want you to know that. So you can claim yourself to be divine. You can walk around and say, I am divine. If people ask who you are, I'm divine. You don't have to say, I am a black person. Black is an adjective. You can't be black. It's impossible. See, they teach you this shit in school. And then when you produce these things and when you talk like this, that proves yourself to be incompetent because, like, you learned, but you're still choosing to be ignorant. See, it's ignorant for people to say, oh, I'm a black American. You can't be a black American. So that just means you're an American then. because you're just describing the type of American. But you're not saying you're, you know, because black isn't a noun, it's an adjective. I'm just saying, just like white isn't a noun, it's an adjective. It describes something. But again, we all act like, you know, those are nouns, and you can actually be those, and you can't. You can literally look in the fucking dictionary. By definition, and I am not making this up. Just want y'all to know that. I don't make things up. Again, I'm telling you to go look it up for yourself. Please do. Free yourself. I can't free you. I can give you the access for you to free yourself. But you got to unlock the goddamn door yourself. Okay? This is you know how they got them doors where the lock is on the inside? Yeah, that's one of that. I slid the key under the door, but you got to unlock it. I can't. Free yourself. Stop listening to hive mind behavior. Be an individual. Think for yourself. Don't take things just because the majority said so. Majority don't always rule. Sometimes the majority is wrong. Sometimes people rally behind the wrong thing because it's easier to do wrong than to hold yourself accountable and to do the right thing. If we actually put ourselves back in the fold of humanity and start calling ourselves what we are, divine beings, we actually have to behave as divine beings. Do you know how many gray areas it is in being described as black? Look up the definition. Look up how much shit you can do as being so-called black. That's why black people are the ones right now leading in sex and drugs and all bunch of negative shit because black is a negative thing. It's not positive. And then the Nation of Islam will tell you, oh, we come from the black, and they changed the definition of the words in the dictionary. No, they can't do that. Somewhere along the lines, they have to tell you the truth. They can't just completely lie to you. So no. And then for them to change one word, they have to change every word. You have to there's rules. Even the darkest people still follow rules. There's rules to all this shit. So again, your best weapon is a dictionary. Something that they have been trying to get us to refrain from. But if you use the English tongue, just like how you would look up a word in Spanish to see what it means, you gotta do the same thing for English. It's all about mind control out here, man. How they can control your mind and get you to do what they want you to do. But you gotta be for you. You're absolutely right. People around you do influence you, and you have to watch that shit. But see, you can't as a child. See, as a child, you absorb everything. Like, you take in shit even if you don't even know you taking it in. That's why you have to, like, watch how you behave around your child because you don't want to give that to your child. This shit goes so far into when you are having a child, conceptualizing a child, when you're doing the act, your being has to be in alignment from then because whatever you do, you give that to your child already. However you are, you're giving that to your child. So again, it's a lot of shit that takes us into being accountable, that takes us into being mindful, takes us into all the realms of what they keep telling y'all not to do. We got to bring back principles. We got to bring back morals, especially for our women. Especially for our women. We got to stop treating our women. They only acting that way too because we taught them to act like that. We told them that's what we like. That's what we paid attention to, right? That's what we fantasized. And when you got decent women walking around all the time, but motherfuckers not gonna goggle over them. No, you want the hoes. You want the freaky ones. I mean, you can still be all that, but it's the way you carry yourself. You know what I mean? Carry yourself with respect, with dignity, with even the men walk around with their fucking pants. Pull your fucking pants up, my guy. Nobody wants to see your ass. A lot of motherfuckers talk about jail culture. That shit was before jail. You want to talk about back in the day? Stop trying to touch that. You want to talk about back in the day during quote unquote slavery times? That was a way for grown men to know which young boys to get into. If y'all really want to know what sagging your pants mean, they would have the little boys walk around with the pants below their ass so other men would know that they open for entry. So that's what you saying? Yeah, that's one of my young ones. So again, we gotta bring back. Y'all gotta think about it too, right? They put this shit in your face, but then they tell you it's not you. The Moors civilized the world. We brought civilization to the world. We showed people how to conduct themselves in a good manner. And then we forgot. We forgot that we did it. So then we start acting like we fucking fools. We out in the street, we shooting people, we acting crazy, taking drugs, popping pills. So now motherfuckers are building a case in the galactic world because again, y'all gotta think about this shit too. They put you to think that we're the only ones in a vast galaxy when y'all don't think there's other fucking beings around this bitch. Y'all see UFOs, y'all hear giants. All this shit is still real. Just because we came in the modern world doesn't mean all that shit just disappeared and all of a sudden it's just humans. We're just the only ones walking around. No, motherfucker. So, oh, I'm back. That's what's up. They kept it up. I thought I was gone. But what was I just saying? Oh, so people in the intergalactic realm are watching us. People who don't like us is building a case against us right now, trying to say, "Oh, look, they're doing all this evil shit. Look who's behind all the wars and behind all the drama and behind all the killings and behind all the." Even though we all know who really behind all this shit, which is the Paleoloid. And it's two types of Paleoloids. It's like it's two types of us. Like I said, it's species, baby. There's different species, but we ain't humans. That's a whole nother thing you talking about. Whole nother thing. No, you are wrong. You're wrong. They've been here. Oh, they've been here. They've been here already. I mean, amongst us, like living amongst us. They've been here already. They've been watching us. You don't think they've been keeping a close eye? You don't think a lot of the weaponry that motherfuckers come up with didn't come from them? You don't think a lot of the animals that you see didn't come from them? Think about it. You heard of floods and shit. That means all our animals died at some point. All the original animals that was in this realm died. So guess what had to happen? We had to get new animals. Where'd you think the new animals came from? Where'd you think? And then now they get so advanced in technology, they can create animals. They so advanced with the shit now. They can create animals. Make an animal in the lab and put that bitch out. Now you got a new species of animal just came out of nowhere, right? In the ocean. You got so many fucking unidentified species of animals in the fucking ocean. Like, come on now. Look, you done tapped into something. You gonna watch me, you gonna think, you gonna see the real shit. I ain't gonna be talking about nothing trendy. I don't give a fuck. I don't even look. I ain't got no social media. I don't give a fuck about none of these celebrities. I don't know what they got going on. Only thing that I've been catching wind of that's becoming my shit, of course, is D. I ain't even paying attention to that. I don't even know what the man went to court for. I just know they talking about baby oil and parties and whatever. I don't know. As long as he ain't did nothing to no children, I don't give a fuck what the man did. He can have as many fucking sex parties as he want to. As long as he ain't did nothing to no children, I don't give a fuck. All those is consenting adults. Now, if you got rape cases and accusations, if that's what they're trying to get him for, because he was raping people, now that's another story. Now, if he was raping folks and mollying folks and all that shit, then you got it. You got it, dog. Because I don't agree with that. But if you got all consenting adults, I don't want to hear it. Just like when motherfuckers try to come at Bill Cosby. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all know this man ain't rape y'all. He Bill Cosby. All you gotta do is walk in the room and the bitch gonna drop her panties. Come on now, bitch. He was on stage and bitch was throwing panties at him. Like, come on now. Like, it's on tape. It's on tape. He Bill Cosby. What do he need to do? Come on. What I gotta roofie somebody for? Bitch, you finna come in my room. How many women was running to his room? You act like you don't see groupies and shit. You act like you don't see all these TV shows, all these movies where women get fanned out, sneaking in men's shit. Come on now. We act like we don't see it. The real fans, they be trying to get men's underwears. They be trying to get clippers of men's hair. All type of shit. So now all of a sudden this man is a goddamn rapist. Really? We know the extent of what fans would do. Fans are short for fanatics. Fanatics are crazy people. Fanatics are people who are infatuated with that thing. That's why when you see, that's why I've never been a fan of anything, really. I've never been a fanatic of anything. Like, I've never been crazy about something that I became obsessed with it. I've tried, but it's impossible for me to be obsessed with. I mean, I've been obsessed with. I'm a fan of something, okay? Fan of three things. I'm a fan of three things. But yeah. No, I never really much been a fan of a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, of course they get more room than men. Well, in what way do you mean they get more room than men? Oh, well, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. I know what you mean. They do get more room than men, and that's wrong. Just like, for instance, women can be on the men and motherfuckers will laugh because, like, well, that's a, but nigga, like, abuse is abuse. It don't matter who's doing it. Sometimes women do have the capability of beating on their boyfriends. It isn't unheard of. A lot of the abuse, y'all be thinking it be the men, but a lot of times the women be putting their hands on the man first. And it be self-defense, but it's because you're not supposed to put your hand on a woman. The second you hit a woman, you wrong. No matter how many times she done stabbed you and shot you, you ain't supposed to hit her. That's the one rule, right? You hit a woman, you going to jail. But that shit should be changed. Just like, for instance, I'm going to say it, rape. Women can claim rape, can lie about it, and nothing happens. The male will face scrutiny. The male would possibly face jail time and completely get lied on. And the woman would be 100% wrong. Women, you manipulative, seductive, yes, you are right. But I'm not trying to point out the negative qualities of a woman, okay? It's not what we doing. It's not what we doing. Yes, they can do all that. Men can do that too. Okay? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, We all just need to do better. That's why I'm gonna end it at. We all just need to do better. As divine beings inhabited by the Most High, we all need to do better because this realm, as y'all forget, lives. Okay? So the earth is a living being. We live on something that is currently alive, which means she's been watching every single fucking thing we've been doing. All the trees, all the flowers, all the grass, all the bushes, all the animals, including the weather, have been watching us, paying attention, studying, feeling. So guess what? The earth is in purge mode. So we best get our shit together. But let's, the earth's not going to end. The earth is going to end humanity first. As soon as the earth feels as though us divine beings, trying to be humans, as soon as she feels as though we're undesirable, in which now she does, that's why she's causing floods, that's why she's causing storms, that's why a lot of shit is happening right now. We all dead. We not gonna have, ain't gonna be no PD to worry about. There ain't gonna be no rape to worry about. All these things that are issues that we have problems with, that we create for ourselves, those are going to be no more if there is none of us in this realm. Those ain't gonna be problems. So really nobody got problems. Our only problem should be trying to figure out how we gonna sustain ourselves and fix this shit that we caused. That's the main problem. And until we figure that out, all this other shit is minute. It don't mean nothing. Because at the end of the day, whenever Mother Nature feels as though she wants to get rid of us, she will. And she can do it in way more mass than we ever thought that we could. If we thought that we could be mass killers, she can unleash a whole string of storms. Let me know who survived a hurricane. Let me know how many people survived the floods. Let me know. Let me know how many people are surviving wildfires. Let me know. These are acts of the Creator. Some of them. So, with that being said, I'm going to bid my adieu. May you have a excellent day. And keep the haters off you.